Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to this week's donation Q&A. Like I said, I only had 10 spots. I accidentally took the donation link off a little bit late, so we're going to do 11 questions. They are going to be in alphabetical order. So I'm going to say the first name, and then I'm going to read the question, and then I'm going to answer it. I'm doing this live on Instagram. The replay will be available on Instagram. Unfortunately, I cannot add timestamps there. So if you just give me a few hours, it will be uploaded to YouTube with the timestamps for each specific question. Okay, perfect. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh yes, I might be doing this again next week. Let me know if you guys want me to do this again next week, for those of you that weren't able to make it onto this week's, because like I said, I only have limited availability. Let me know if you guys want me to do it again next week or not. Okay, so we're going to start off first with Amanda. Amanda is an Aquarius. What are the most likely energies I can expect to experience until the end of the year with regards to work and or love? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 3 cards to see the most likely energies that you're going to experience until the end of the year with regards to work or love. Now, keep in mind, because these are predicted energies, we're asking to look forward. Predicted means they're not a guarantee. They're not set in stone. You have free will. Even if you like these energies or don't like these energies, you can change them, right? So they're only the most likely energies that you're going to experience based on the current energies. Not a guarantee, not set in stone. Nurse Tank, how can I get a reading? You can just go ahead and send me a DM, or you can email me at unicorntarot@gmail.com. Okay, give me 3 cards for the most likely energies that you will experience until the end of this year with regards to work and or love for Amanda. Okay, lots of success. We love that. Ooh, girl, you're moving in a good direction. Okay, you're moving in a good direction and you are being divinely guided here. This is something really important to keep in mind. Now, one thing I would like to point out here is I do see there's a lot of stress for you. I do see there's a lot of anxiety for you, okay? I can see that. We're going to clarify in a minute and see what this is about. But as long as you are listening to your intuition, as long as you are in tune with your intuition, the universe is showing me success, 6 of Wands, and also the Chariot. Things are going to happen very, very quickly for you, and they are moving. Like, the direction that you're moving in is a divinely guided direction. This is not just you meandering about, accidentally landing on things. Like, no, you are being guided in this way. And we'll see whether this is career, love, or both. I do want to see what the stress is about, but we'll get there. Clarify the 6 of Wands. Johanna, I'm not taking personal questions right now. I'm not answering any of them. This is just for donation Q&As. For those people that already gifted or donated in exchange for having a question answered. I'm not taking any personal questions right now. Okay. So this has to do with love. Who's the Capricorn? Are you dealing with a Capricorn or an Aries? If not, these are both just energies that they embody. These are not the easiest energies. This person, may be, I don't like to use the word toxic, but they may have some toxic tendencies. And I feel like you know who this person is. I like this though, because when it comes, and this is a romantic connection. When it comes to love, things have been kind of dragging or really like moving very, very slowly in this romantic department. Okay. And the universe is showing me like this slow movement, as much as you probably don't like it, it is for your success. It is kind of like slow and steady wins the race. That's what the universe is showing me with regards to love. And so there is love. If you don't already have love, there is love coming in. Although I do feel like you do have love. This is somebody specific. Slow and steady really wins the race here. Things are moving slowly, but they're moving in a positive direction towards love, towards opening up, towards really being more emotionally vulnerable and you receiving love. And more importantly, this person expressing their emotions to you much more openly, without a lot of resistance, without a lot of walls. Again, this is for your success, and more so like long-term success. The Six of Wands is really like, I've had a hard time in this department, and now the hard part's over. The difficult part's over. So again, I don't know if you're dealing with an Aries or a Capricorn. Even if you're not, these are just the energies that this person embodies. And if you've noticed, like when it comes to this person, there may have been some difficulties, some hardships, like I said, some toxic behavioral or thought patterns. That's kind of, you're getting over that. You're moving past that. Both within you and this person in the connection, but them also moving past that energy within themselves. So I like that. I like that a lot. Let's take a look at the Chariot. The Lovers. Wow. Okay. There is a divine connection, a soul connection that you're dealing with here. Somebody who has left you very disappointed, very unhappy. It's not even like, there is heartbreak. There's a lot of emotional pain tied up to this, by the way. I do see the heartbreak, but it's more so like the heartbreak. There is heartbreak. There is emotional pain there. It's not as like painful anymore. So it's not like visceral heartbreak where you're sitting there sobbing on your bathroom floor every night. The emotional pain is there, but it's dull. The more prominent energy, the more prominent feeling that I see when it comes to this person or this connection, this soul connection, and this person could be a Gemini or a Cancer as well, is just disappointment. Like, it didn't have to be this way. It didn't have to end this way. Things could have unfolded differently. You're just very, very disappointed. What I do see here is that you are, until the end of the year, you are moving past that. The Chariot is very, very quick progress. You are moving past that, okay? But be patient with yourself, because it may take you a little bit longer than whatever timeline you have set in your head to move past it. So it's kind of like you've set in your head where you're like, I give this 2 months and I'm done with this. I'm over this. And it's like the universe has its own divine timing. You're not going to tell the universe how long it's going to take for you to get over heartbreak, right? There are lessons to be learned. Again, this is divinely orchestrated. That'll be like you breaking your arm, God forbid, and then you being like, okay, arm, you've got 2 days to heal. Let's go. Make it happen. The arm's like, well, sorry, girl, like I'm going to heal when I heal. That's this. So whatever emotional pain you're carrying, whatever heartbreak you're carrying, whatever disappointment you're carrying when it comes to the soul connection, just know you will get past it. You will move past it. You will get over it. Okay? Maybe not as quickly as you would like, though. Let's take a look at the Nine of Swords, see what the stress is about. Okay, I don't know what it is that you're confused about. It could have to do with this connection. I don't know what it is that you're confused about, but whatever it is that you're confused about, whatever it is that you're like back and forth on, yes, no, in, out, I want this, I don't want this. I can see the amount of stress. Sorry, let me just move this. I can see the amount of stress and anxiety that this causes you. Okay, it's the confusion, because you're showing me, I don't know what to do. You don't have an issue with taking action. You don't have an issue. Like if I point you in a direction, I'm like, do this, you're like, done. Like you are a go-getter. You do things, you take action, you execute. But you need to have a logical plan and a literal plan behind what you're doing. And you're showing me right now, I'm so confused about what this is and I don't know what to do. And that's stressing me out. That's causing me a lot of anxiety. The universe is showing me, just wait. Just wait. You kind of pressuring yourself into this like timeline that you have of, I need to figure this out by so-and-so date. The universe is like, no, you don't. Give yourself more time. Like sitting there and thinking and stressing, trying to figure this out, trying to have the answer. Like you thinking yourself into a tizzy is not going to answer this question. It's not going to solve it for you. Give yourself more time. The answer will become clear to you. It'll become abundantly clear what you need to do, what direction you should move in, all of that. But as of right now, just be patient. Okay, Amanda. Wow. Very interesting. If you want to fill me in on the details, I would love to hear, more about it if you want to fill me in. If not, it just helps me when I do readings, especially for people that I've had readings with or people that end up getting personal readings after these questions. It just helps me to know the background info. Okay, that was Amanda. Next, we're moving on to Carolyn. She is a Sagittarius. She's asking about Will, who is a Taurus. What are Will's feelings and energies towards a long-term relationship with me? Are we a good match? So let's take, oh, what did I do? I didn't do anything. Move. There we go. Let's take a look at Will's energies towards a long-term relationship with you. He is a Taurus. You are a Sag. So give me 3 cards for Will's energies towards a long-term relationship with you. Okay. Okay. So the fact that you're asking about a long-term relationship with Will, I don't feel like you're in a relationship with him yet. The reason I'm saying this is because Will is optimistic about the possibility of having a long-term relationship with you, but there is a lot of deep-seated disappointment, unhappiness, discontent when it comes to long-term relationships in general. Now, when I say deep-seated, I mean, this is not just like, oh, you know, my last partner didn't call me as much as I would like. This is like, I inherently believe that like long-term relationships, etc., they have a grain of disappointment, unhappiness. Like it just comes with the territory. So I'm going to clarify this in a minute and see. He's optimistic about it, but he's not super emotionally open. Like if I come up to him, I'm like, hey, how do you feel about a long-term relationship with Carolyn? He's like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to keep that one to myself. I don't deal with that. So let's see why he's so closed off emotionally or closed off to the idea. Why is this card upside down? There we go. Come on. Clarify the 4 of Pentacles for me. Okay. Okay. So here's the thing. When it comes to long-term relationship with you, he's open to it. He's excited about the idea. He does feel a strong connection to you, right? He's not showing me like necessarily like, I see you. This is you, girl. Carolyn, this is you. So he's open to the idea. He's not necessarily showing me like, okay, I see this as like long-term potential, like this is wifey material, but he's not entirely closed off to it either. He's kind of like, I'm excited about it. I'm open to it. I do feel connected to you. I do feel like it could work, especially with the Justice here at the bottom of the deck. I do feel like there could be success here. He is very attracted to you. The only thing I don't like, the reason I'm sighing is because I see the Knight of Wands, which to me, Knight of Wands is fuckboy energy. Oops, I'm not supposed to cuss on lives. It's very inconsistent energy, okay? And that's my only hesitancy. Like, he could have shown me other knights. He could have shown me excitement in other ways. The fact that he's showing me the Knight of Wands, I'm not super excited about that when asking about like long-term relationships or anything like long-term. So again, he's open to it. He feels like a strong bond with you, strong connection, right? But when it comes to like, if I was like, okay, how open to this are you? He's like, 30%. Like he's still very, very closed off So I would say he's excited about it, about the possibility of it. But if I was like, okay, put your money where your mouth is, like, let's go pursue this, let's move in that direction. He's like, nah, I'm just going to sit where I'm at for now. Let's take a look at the Ace of Pentacles. You don't put the question vein. I'm not accepting questions. These are people that paid for donation questions in advance. It's what I've been sharing on my stories and my feed all week. And they're getting their questions answered now. If you would like to have a personal question answered in next week's donation reading, just go ahead and send me a DM or stay tuned to my stories. I only have 10 spots each week, and it's first come, first serve. Okay. He's looking at you as like a brand new beginning. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. You are a brand new beginning here in the 3D world for him. And you do make him happy. The idea of having a long-term relationship with you makes him happy. Okay. He's like, yeah, it could work. It could literally, like, she could make me happy. I could make her happy. He's optimistic about this again. However, following a very difficult ending that he recently experienced, which I know, I know, not going to get into details here. He's still trying to evaluate and assess the whole idea of commitment as a whole. The Hierophant for me is my marriage card, but because you guys are not married and because he's not married at this point, I'm going to look at this as commitment. He's trying to figure out, like, evaluate and assess, like, how do I feel about commitment? How do I approach this? Does it align for me? Does it not? Is it something I want right now? Is it not? So it's kind of like he's at the precipice. He's like right at the door, and it's like he could walk through the door of commitment with you, or he could not. He doesn't know how he feels about it yet, though. He has no idea. And it's not just specifically you. It's commitment in general. He's still trying to figure out, like, how he feels about it. This is for Carolyn. Let's take a look at the moon, which is what I've been wanting to clarify since the beginning of this question. Oh my gosh. So he carries a lot of emotional pain, a lot of heartbreak that he hasn't dealt with. He's just suppressed it. He's literally just suppressed it. He's like, oh, pain, psych, can't see you, you don't exist. Yeah, oh gosh. Okay, so he does have a lot of this emotional pain, which he's, like I said, suppressed, hasn't addressed. He's literally just completely ignoring it. It surfaces for him, though. It surfaces for him every now and again. And what he does is essentially... It's kind of like I think I've given you this example before. Imagine having an inflated beach ball and you're holding it underwater. Eventually your arms are going to get tired. The beach ball is going to pop up, right? You can decide at that point to be like, hey, my arms keep getting tired from suppressing this beach ball. Maybe it would be best if I just deflate this freaking thing. Maybe it's just if I stop suppressing this beach ball underwater. He doesn't. The man is not getting a hint. He's not understanding. The universe is like, okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. And he is just not getting with the program. And so every time this pain surfaces for him, he suppresses it. And then it surfaces again. He suppresses it. The reason this is problematic is because he's not dealing with this. Okay? If he's not dealing with this suppressed emotional pain, it will inevitably keep coming up. And the way he deals with it is by ignoring it. Now, I don't know what his mechanism for suppression is. He's not showing me. It could just be straight up like I'm ignoring this. I'm pretending like it's not there. It could be by dating. It could be by drinking. It could be by, I don't know what the method is. But this pain keeps coming up. The universe keeps trying to give him chance after chance. Like, hey, deal with this. This is more aligned for you. Deal with this. Don't suppress it. And he just keeps suppressing. So yeah, when it comes to a long-term relationship with you, he's not opposed to it. He's not, hell yeah, let's do this, right? He's kind of like, I still don't know how I even feel about commitment. We'll see. I'll let you know. Which I know is not what you want to hear. But that's what the cards show. Okay, so that was Carolyn. Moving on to Ella. Ella is a Leo. My friend who is a Gemini ghosted me months ago. I won't be making contact. As far as 2025 is concerned, are we finally done? So, Ella, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the most likely outcome between you and your Gemini, and in 2025 to see what's going to happen. No problem, Carolyn. To see what's going to happen. Oh, and Carolyn, if you want to keep me posted on like how this progresses, I would love to hear it, if you want to share. Okay, Ella, so I'm going to take a look at the most likely outcome between you and your Gemini for 2025. We're going to see if it's officially over, if there's a reconciliation, anything like that. Actually, do I want the outcome? Yeah, I'll do outcome because I don't want to do your friend's action towards you because it could change. Anyways, okay. Show me predicted outcome between Ella, who is a Leo, and her friend, who is a Gemini, for 2025. Nothing's happening. Oh, fridge, that is frustrating. Okay. Clarify this for me. It's not nothing. It's close to nothing. But let's see. It could be close to nothing here in the 3D world, but the energies are brewing. It could be close to nothing, but at least something. Let's see. Clarify the Page of Pentacles for me. You guys are a soul connection, though. See, here's the thing. You guys are a soul connection. You really, really are. And your friend who's a Gemini, who I'm assuming is a male because it's showing up as the King of Swords, knows that. Your friend also loves you, by the way. I don't see much happening, but there is a ton of love here. And your friend, I'm going to refer to it as a he. She could be a woman. It doesn't matter. I'm just, it's the energy, the masculine energy that I'm feeling. So it could also be that she just embodies a lot of masculine energy. Your friend really does love you, and your friend does want to come in and like offer you their love and be like, hey, I care about you. I miss you, all of that. And the energies available to both you and your Gemini friend are just like there. The universe is like, here on a silver platter, you guys can turn this around. You guys can have much more positive energies. You guys can shift this in a really, really good direction. Like the Wheel of Fortune is just, positive energy. But somebody's not taking it. Let me clarify. I don't need to clarify the Six of Cups. I know you're a soul connection. I want to clarify the King of Swords to see where your friend's energy is at. And I want to see the Wheel of Fortune. Clarify the King of Swords for me. So your friend is trying to figure out, again, with the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck, your friend is kind of trying to figure out, like, I know that I still love Ella, right? And again, I know this is your friend. There is a lot of love here. I'm not going to go out and say it's like romantic love, but there is a ton of love here. Like, genuinely, I love you. Not like, oh, you're cool. I love you. And your friend is showing me, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, I know I love Ella. Does Ella still love me? Does Ella still care about me following this ending, following this death between us? Your friend doesn't know. Your friend, what they're doing is they're trying to kind of like look at the 3D world for like proof or evidence of like what's happening underneath energetically. So they're trying to figure out if you love them or not, but they're obviously not going to reach out to you and be like, hey, do you miss me? Do you want to talk? What they're doing is they're kind of looking at the 3D world to be like, okay, well, has Ella texted me? No. Has Ella called me? No. Has Ella, showed up at my door and begged me to be friends again? No. Okay, then I guess Ella doesn't love me, right? They're looking, it's kind of like they're trying to figure out, imagine they planted a carrot. They're trying to look at like the top of the soil and be like, I wonder how deep this carrot is. I wonder how mature the carrot is, right? I know nothing about gardening, by the way, so I apologize if I'm totally off. But that's essentially what your friend is doing. Now, obviously, this is skewed because you mentioned your friend ghosted you, and I'm sure you've tried to like get back on their good graces, or maybe not. I don't know. But your friend is looking at this from a skewed perspective of like, well, I can't see any 3D world proof that Ella still misses me, so I guess Ella doesn't miss me, which obviously is flawed because you're sitting here asking about them, so clearly you do care about them. Let's take a look at the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, they're heartbroken. You're both heartbroken. And this is so difficult for you, but why does nobody apologize? So, again, the universe is literally coming in and being like, here, Ella and your Gemini friend, let's make things better. And you both want this. You're both heartbroken without the other person. It's difficult for you, first of all, to experience this emotional pain and carry this emotional pain, and also to be apart from each other. And all it would take literally is the Page of Cups. A simple, just like opening of the heart. Be like, hey, I'm sorry, I miss you. Hey, I'm sorry, I miss you too. Done. That would literally squash this whole thing. But somebody is showing me, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm going to sit here and look at this, the horizon, the sun. I'm going to look at this from far away. I'm going to stay here in my own little corner, detached. I'm not going to apologize. Oh, that's so frustrating. You know what? I just want to ask. Also, Ella, you were very generous with your donation. I always set it at like a $15 minimum, and Ella always goes above and beyond with her donations. So I do want to ask one more question, Ella. Show me an ace if your friend will likely make a move towards you in 2025. Like anything, like a text, a DM, something. Show me anything else if likely not. Show me an ace, top, bottom of the deck, or make it fly out as I'm shuffling if it is likely that your Gemini friend will make any move towards you in 2025. Show me anything else if not. Top of the deck, bottom of the deck. Fork. Come on. Your friend wants to. They want to rebuild. They sabotage for themselves. They do. They're sabotaging. They're in pain. They're not having a good time. This is not easy for them, and they're still not going to budge. They're still not going to make a move. Oh, that's frustrating. But yeah, Ella, if you want to keep me updated on any progress between you and your friend or lack thereof, just send me a DM. Okay, let's take a look at the next question. We are moving to Gobshite. I hope I did not just butcher your name. Gobshite, I'm assuming. I'm an Aries. He's a Libra. Are we likely going to get back together within the next 3 months? He's currently seeing a new person. So let's see the most likely outcome between the two of you over the next 3 months. Like I said, this is predicted. It's not a guarantee. It's not set in stone. You have free will. You can change this, whether it's positive or difficult. Show me the most likely outcome between Gobshite and her Aries. You're a Libra. He's an Aries. Let's see. Let's see. Predicted outcome between Gobshite, who is a Libra, and her Aries. Predicted outcome between you and your Aries. Give me one card, please. Oof, Two of Swords. That's not a no. That's not a yes. It's kind of like a, well, let's see. Clarify this for me. Oh, come here. Wow, shocker. That's the Empress, by the way. I don't know if you can see the card or not. Nope, the energies are stuck. The energies are stuck. There is more to come when it comes to this story, though. This is not the end. This is not the end. I don't see you guys necessarily getting back together over the next 3 months, but this is not the end of this story. The energies are just stuck right now, but they're likely going to get unstuck at some point. And the universe is also showing me the moon at the bottom of the deck, which is very much this energy of like, there's more to come. You can't see it. You don't know what it is. And it's going to come out of nowhere, literally. Like, you don't expect the sun to rise when you're, at night, when you see the moon, and then all of a sudden the sun peeks out of nowhere. You're not going to see whatever this is that's coming basically. But there's more to this story. First of all, I do want to point out that I don't care if your person's dating somebody new or not, you are still the most significant person to them. They look at you in like a league of your own. You are their empress. You are their divine feminine in all regards. Like, you smell how they like, you look how they like you are the person for them as far as they're concerned. Now, over the next 3 months, the energies are still stuck. We're going to clarify that in a minute and see why. And somebody here has their doubts. Somebody is showing me I have this massive question mark. So let's see why. First of all, I want to clarify the Hangman. I want to see why the energies are stuck. I don't need to clarify the Empress because pretty straightforward. You are very significant to them. Let's see. I've removed the link from my stories right now because I was already at 10 spots, so I didn't want any more people making donations and joining the live. I will post a link to my stories later today, and you can go ahead and make a donation and submit your question. So stay tuned to my stories later on today. Okay, here's the thing. Things are dragging. The universe is showing me the energies are stuck, and it's because somebody here is dragging their feet. It's not that, and this person really, what they're dragging their feet on is a beautiful energy, which I'll get to in a second. It's not that this person doesn't know what to do. It's not that they're like, oh, I don't know how I feel. It's none of that. It's literally this person just being logical and showing me it makes the most sense right now. Like, things, I don't know why or how things ended between you and your person, but it's not on good terms. Like, I don't feel like you guys are friendly by any means, especially with the tower here. This is giving me like kaboom energy. So something went down here, which is like, the foundation between us completely deteriorated. Like, this is, for lack of a better term, kaboom. Like, we're not on good terms. And this person is showing me because of this, even though I do want to come in and express my emotions and express my love and let this person know, following this ending between us, let them know that I still care and I still miss them and I still want them back, right? Too much ish has gone down and the foundation between us has eroded. So even though I have this desire, it just makes more sense for me right now to like not do that and not take any action and just keep the energies frozen. Now, this person is really dragging their feet. They could come in and get the energies between you and them moving, right? By literally just expressing how they feel. It's not even going to have to be this like massive grand gesture. Any expression of emotion will do. But this person's not doing it. They're not doing it. They're not taking any action. And even over the next like 3 months, they're not taking any action. They're just keeping the energies stuck because that's what makes sense for them to do. Let's take a look at the Page of Swords, see what this massive question mark is all about. For those of you that want to get on next week's donation Q&A, please send me a DM or send me an email so that I can secure your spot. It is literally, I only have time for 10 spots. Anything beyond that, I cannot accept. So please make sure to get on like the wait list or let me know that you want to be on next week's donation readings. Yeah, it wouldn't take much. It really would not take much. So somebody here, and I do feel like it's more so you than your person. You're showing me like, look, nothing is happening, which we've covered why nothing is happening. Nothing is happening here in the 3D world. But you still haven't lost hope over the next 3 months that you and your person could have a brand new beginning, that you could wipe the slate clean, that you could start over. And you're showing me it really wouldn't take much. Just come in, apologize, we'll move past this. But, and you're showing me this is what I want more than anything. Literally, like the star is, if I were a genie and I gave you one wish, this is what you would wish for. And you're showing me, I know that like this is what I want. But because nothing's happening, because it keeps like, I keep getting disappointed, and because like obviously the energies are stuck, I need to realize that I need to shift my energy to focus on myself, to prioritize myself, to really put myself first, because I'm not getting what I need out of this connection, obviously, because this person's not moving towards you. And so you are going to come to this realization of like, I can still want them. I can still want a new beginning. I can still hope and yearn for this apology. And I'm not going to give up on that. But in the meantime, I am still focusing on myself and prioritizing myself, because I can't just give all my energy to this connection. Like, that's not going to work. So short answer to your question is no. It seems very unlikely that you will get back together over the next 3 months, which we've covered why. And I can see how badly you want the new beginning, and I can see how significant you are to this person, but I don't see any actual action or anything actually happening, unfortunately. Okay, so that was Gobshite. Let's take a look at Johanna. Johanna is an Aries. Raul is a Scorpio. What are his intentions for us moving forward? So let's take a look. Give me 3 cards for Raul's intentions for you and him moving forward. Wow. Okay. So first of all, his energies are very intense. Very, very, very intense. He is a male water sign, but these are all major arcana cards. His energies are very, very intense, and they're also very, very powerful, which could be a positive thing. It could also be quite a difficult thing. The reason I'm saying that is because a lot of times when I see all major arcana cards, it's usually indicative of the fact that these energies are, I don't want to say like it feels divine, right? But it's like these are very, very, very powerful energies. They're not easy energies to deal with. And the reason, and again, I don't want to give away too much of like your history with Raul, but what I can see is that they're not the easiest for him to deal with in general. I'm trying to find a way to say this without actually like giving too much away. But anyways, they're not super positive either. The Tower is very much an energy of like too much ish went down. The Strength is like, hey, this is too hard. This is too difficult. And then the Magician, he does want something. He does know what he wants. I'm very hesitant to call it an intention though. This is more of like a desire, but it's not really intention. Let's clarify the Tower. Yeah. So here's the thing. He is very confused about your whole connection. He's very, very confused because he's showing me, like, on the one hand, I do want this connection. And I do see that he looks at you two as, like, essentially being married, which, you know, I'm trying to, like, not give away too much. But anyways, I'll basically explain the energies. You can, like, make sense of them because I don't want to, like, say too much on the reading in case you don't want me to, like, mention it. But essentially what he is saying, he's like, I'm really confused. A lot of ish has gone down between us. Like there's been a lot of very, very difficult energies. Basically the whole connection between the two of you has kind of like eroded, right? And so he's essentially showing me, I don't really know if I want this connection, if I want this commitment, or if it's just best to like literally leave this in my rearview mirror. He does not know. He knows practically that you and him could work through things. Like if I told him like, hey, I need you to build a house, right? Like he knows how to build that house. He knows how to build this connection with you and work through it. It's just, he doesn't know if it's like too much ish has happened. Let's just leave this in the past. Or if like we can rebuild, we can work through this connection. He doesn't know. Let's take a look at the Strength. Oh, it's okay. Okay, girl. I will not mince words then. If you say it's okay, it's okay. it's hard. He's showing me following this ending between you and him, right? He's just kind of like shut down emotionally. He's like, it's just hard. It's just hard. There's always conflict. There's always disagreement. There's always something, right? And there's so much resistance. It's not like, it doesn't flow with you. It's not easy with you. It's like wall after wall after wall. It's like, it literally feels like he's like, after this ending between us, it's become like I keep slamming my head against the wall. Like dealing with her is just frustrating. It's like uphill battle. There's always something. There's always conflict. And he's showing me as a result of that, I've kind of just like closed off. I've completely closed off emotionally. I'm not even entertaining the idea of having anything here, because why would I want to deal with somebody that's so difficult and so like conflict, like a connection that's so conflict ridden? Like, why would I even want that? Right. And he's showing me though, like if we could find a way to not have this much resistance and to not have this much conflict and for it not to be this difficult and to put all this to an end, then I would entertain like what I want to have happening moving forward. But given that this is the state of events, this is the current affairs, like you can't even ask me what my intention is, because that's like me putting my hand in a blender. My intention is to not put my hand in this blender. Like that's how difficult and painful this is and frustrating and like, you know, all of that. Now, again, I'm explaining his energies. I'm not like blaming you by any means. I'm literally just portraying his energies to you. Like, let's take a look at the Magician. See what he wants. Because there is something he wants. He knows what he wants. It's just, you know. He wants to be single. He wants to be single. Now, I'll say for the majority of the time, he wants to be single. He's showing me like 90% of the time I want to be single. Sometimes, like if somebody was like right now, okay, you're single. Like I want nothing to do with you. Like if you came up to him and you're like, I'm done with you. I want nothing to do with you. Don't talk to me. Don't anything. 90% of him would be super happy. He'd be like, yep, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to do whatever I need to do to be single, because that's how I'm emotionally fulfilled. That's how I feel good. That's how I feel emotionally balanced. There's this 10% of him, which would be like, oh, wait a minute. Do I actually want this? Right? But he wants to be single. That's literally what he wants. He's showing me, what I'm doing is I'm taking every single action to focus on my emotional stability, which means me being on my own, me being single. So that's his intentions with you moving forward, which is just, I'm not even going to say anything. Not even going to say anything. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what he wants. Okay, let's move on to the next question. We've got Jonathan. I'm a Pisces. He is a Taurus. What are his feelings and energies towards me? Is he open to reconciling our friendship? You are a Pisces. He is a Taurus. So let's see. Give me 3 cards for his current feelings and energies towards you. You're welcome, Johanna. Give me 3 cards for your Taurus's current feelings and energies towards you. And you are a Pisces. Let's see if he's open to reconciling your friendship. Oh boy, what are these energies? Why is he so guarded and so closed off? And okay, so you did mention he is an ex-boyfriend. I kind of like cut the question short. He is an ex-boyfriend. You had a falling out over a year ago. You entered a new relationship. There was a misunderstanding. Here's the thing. Whatever this misunderstanding is about the situation, there is a little bit of back and forth here, but at the bottom of the deck, he's showing me the Knight of Cups. He does still care about you, and more than just a friend. Okay. He's not looking at you as like, oh, this is my buddy, you know, Jonathan. No, he does still care for you as like more than a friend, but I would say this is like maybe 5% of the pie. The majority of his pie is very, very, very difficult energies. On the one hand, he's showing me there's a lot of back and forth internally, which I'm going to clarify what this is about. It could be a lack of trust internally with him when it comes to you, or we'll clarify what this is. The energies are also stuck, and he's keeping them stuck on purpose, and we'll see why. And then there is also a lot of overthinking when it comes to him and you and the connection. It's not positive overthinking, though. It's very much catastrophizing and like worst case scenario. So we're going to have to clarify all these. But on the surface, I will say his energies are not super positive, unfortunately. Let's take a look at the Seven of Swords, see what this back and forth is for Mr. Taurus. Yeah. So here's the thing. He's showing me, like, again, I still love Jonathan, and I think Jonathan still loves me. And I'm not saying like love isn't like, oh, love of my life, but you guys still care about each other. And this is his belief, right? This is his perception. He's like, we still care about each other. But this whole ending, whatever ended between us and how things ended, really left a very bad taste in his mouth. He's like, I'm looking back at the past, and there's a lot of not so great energies. Like, if I could rewrite history, I would, because I don't like how it unfolded. And he's showing me, like, logically, it's very difficult for me to decide what to do when it comes to Jonathan, because on the one hand, it's like the past is so bitter. It's not great. There's a lot of like, you know, maybe it's just best to leave this book closed. But on the other hand, there's very much an energy of like, I could also find reasons for the opposite, for us to rekindle our friendship, to talk, to reconnect, whatever. So that's what I'm talking about when I say there's a lot of like internal back and forth for him. Sometimes he's like, yep, let's reconnect. Other times he's like, nope, not interested at all. Dead, done, over with. And this is internal with him. This is like not even you and him talking. This is just, you know, a process that he's going through internally for himself. He hasn't really figured out like what makes more sense, but I will say this, the past is really the biggest sticking point for him. If you do end up talking to him, if there's a way for you to kind of remove some of the sting from whatever happened in the past, and I don't exactly know what happened, to give him like closure or clarity or help him like close the book on the difficult energies in the past, that would really be your best bet moving forward, because the past is really like, he's looking back and he's like, oof, not good, didn't like that. Let's take a look at the Hangman. I'm not taking personal questions right now. These are for people which signed up for the donation reading. You have to sign up in advance. And I only take 10 spots every week. He's keeping the energy stuck on purpose because he's showing me I need more time. I really need to figure out deep within myself like what I want to do. He is very conflicted, so he hasn't shut the door on this completely. It's not like he's like, nope, absolutely not, want nothing to do with this man. It's very much an energy of like, I can't figure out if reconnecting and realigning would actually be aligned for me and feel aligned for me, or if it's just something that just doesn't sit with me anymore. Yeah, Amanda, I did your question first. I'll upload the replay once I'm done with this live, and then there'll also be the YouTube replay with timestamps. But you're first, so it doesn't matter. You could watch either of them. So that's really the biggest thing for him. That's why he's not moving. That's why he's not, talking to you, not talking to you, moving towards you, moving away from you. He's just kind of keeping the energy stuck because he's showing me like, I need more time to really figure out for me, for my highest self, without ego, without my fears, without the past, without anything, really figuring out like what aligns for me and what sits well with me. Let's take a look at the Eight of Swords, see what his overthinking is all about. He does. He knows. Look, he won't admit it. And again, he's looking at you as the lovers. Y'all ain't friends as far as he's concerned. Sorry to break it to you. As much as he doesn't want to admit this, but he is aware of this. Like if I told him this, I was like, hey, Taurus, just so you know, you do want a new beginning with Jonathan. He wouldn't be like, oh my God, absolutely not. I have no idea. He'd be like, yeah, I know. I'm aware of this. He doesn't want to admit it to himself, though, right? Because along with admitting this to himself comes this slew of like, okay, well, if we do rekindle this, if we are friends, if we do talk, like, this is going to go bad, right? He immediately catastrophizes. But as grouchy as he wants to be about it, and as much as he doesn't want to admit it to himself, he knows he wants a new beginning with you. He does want to start over. So he is definitely open to rekindling this friendship and talking. The biggest thing I would say, though, is don't approach this, and again, do whatever you want. I don't give advice. This is purely for entertainment purposes only. But if you were to approach a conversation with him, his biggest, like, you know, FU moment, FU point is like the past. I don't know what happened in the past, but if there's a way for you to close the book on the past, to be like, hey, this is in the past. It will never happen again. I've learned from my mistakes. To really take the sting off the past with him in a way that makes sense and can get him to trust you again, it seems like he'd be very, very open to starting over, having a new beginning, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so that was Jonathan. Let's move on to Kim. Hi, I'm a Capricorn. Does Mark, who is a Sagittarius, miss me being in his life, and what prevents him from communicating with me? So let's take a look. So show me Mark, who is a Sag. Show me his energies towards you. Give me 3 cards. Give me 3 cards for Mark, who is a Sag. His energies towards you, who is a Capricorn. Ooh, child. Does he miss you, you said? Does he miss you, you said? Well, ma'am, Miss Ma'am. Yes, he does. And I can see you guys are not talking. I can see you guys are not talking at all. There's literally radio silence. I'm just going to sip my coffee. That's the first card that came out. Y'all ain't talking. Okay? But he misses you greatly. Not only does he miss you, you are literally like the relationship for him, the connection for him, and also the person for him. He's showing me the Empress. The Empress is like, you are my divine feminine. Like, if I could build somebody in a factory that would be my perfect partner for my long-term relationship, it would be you. Let's see, though, why he's not communicating. Let's see what this radio silence is all about. Oh. He just doesn't know. He's not going to not talk to you forever, just so you know. Like, eventually he's going to reach out. I can see this because he's showing me the Knight of Pentacles. He's moving in your direction. It's just really slow. It's just really, really slow, and the energies feel stuck. And it seems like he's not moving, but he is. He is moving towards you. And he's showing me right now, the reason I'm not communicating, the reason why I'm enforcing this, like, radio silence is I'm disappointed. I'm unhappy. There is a ton of pain and anxiety tied up to this. Like, the 9 of Swords is a very painful, emotional energy, right? And he's showing me there's just so many things which are unknown for me. Like, when it comes to you and this connection, there's something, and again, you didn't give me any details, but like, there's something where he feels like it's a bottom, like it's just like you threw him in a dark room. You're like, figure it out. There's a lot of unknowns for him. There's a lot of things which are not, readily clear or understandable to him, and that disappoints him, that stresses him out. It's almost like there's secrets, but it's not secrets. It's just more so like there's a lot of things which he feels like are kept from him or are not clear to him or whatever, right? And that stresses him out, that disappoints him, it makes him unhappy. And he's showing me, like, because I don't have clarity on this, I'm just not going to communicate. There's no point in me talking to you right now. And again, I say right now because it's not going to be like this forever. Let's take a look at the 10 of Pentacles, because you are still, as far as he's concerned, the long-term relationship that he wants. Yeah, he knows that right now there's not much happening in this connection. And again, he's showing me the Four of Swords. He does want to heal this. He does want to fix this. He does want to repair it, but he's showing me not right now. I need more time. Like right now, I'm not giving any energy to moving us forward, moving this connection forward, rebuilding here, having a stable, successful relationship. Like we need to heal things before we can reconcile. And I'm not there yet. He's showing me the Three of Wands. I need more time. So again, it's not a matter of this is done, because he's also not showing me any card of actually being done. And there are quite a few cards in tarot which indicate him being done. He's not showing me any of them. So I can confidently say he is not done, but there's also no action towards you at this point because, again, he's still showing me like I need to figure stuff out, and there's still a lot of like all this negative energy, which he's like, I'm not dealing with that right now. Let's take a look at the Empress. Oh boy. Yeah, he wants a new beginning. It's difficult for him to even admit this, but he does want a new beginning. He's showing me, I want to wipe the slate clean. I want to have a new beginning. I want to get back into this place of like commitment with you. You are the person for me. You are the person for me. And as far as he's concerned, like he just wants to wipe the slate clean and essentially show me like all the difficult energies be gone. Like I just want to start over. This isn't over. This isn't over. Not even by a long shot. He's just, we talked about why he's not communicating. This is not even near being over. You're more than likely going to hear from him. Just not yet. He needs more time. Okay, that was Kim. Let's take a look at Lindsay. What is the most likely outcome between the two of us over the next 1 to 2 years? I'm a Cancer. She's a Cancer as well. I've tried so hard to move on, but I think about her every single day. We've been she's been in no contact with me for 2 years now. Okay, let's take a look at the most likely outcome between the two of you over the next year or two. You're both Cancers. So give me one card for the most likely outcome between the two of you over the next year or two, and then I will clarify. Oh, well, I don't feel like you guys are not going to ever talk. There's going to be some communication because there's an exchange of energies here. There's some back and forth. I don't necessarily see like reconciliation or anything like that. But there is some exchange of energies here, some communication. Let's see. Love positivity. Just don't show me the hangman. Just kidding. Show me whatever you're meant to show me, universe. Mother boop. Okay, let me clarify this. Because I see the Magician. The Magician is a lot about desire, okay? But it's just the past. There's a lot in the past that needs to be healed. Let's take a look. Let's clarify the Magician first. Oh, you're welcome, Kim. Yeah, I'm not surprised that you feel the energy. You know why. We've talked about this already, but yeah, he definitely doesn't seem to be reaching out. Clarify the Magician for Lindsay. Oh, okay. Okay. So I can definitely see that over the next year or two, somebody, and I'm going to say someone because I don't know if this is you or your person, take it as it resonates, right? You're both Cancers. And I don't necessarily even see a specific sign, but somebody is showing me like, I'm single, I'm on my own. And all I want is for us to get back to this place of balance, for us to get back to this place of equal give and take. So I don't actually see that happening. I just see the desire for that to happen. over the next year or two. Somebody is really like, I'm single, I'm on my own. And like, this is not a deal breaker. We can literally overcome this. We can overcome this hardship. We can overcome whatever this is between us. Like, this doesn't have to be the end of the story. But nothing's happening. Nothing's moving. Like, my person is just dragging their feet. They're not moving towards me. They're not moving away from me. I just feel like they're stuck energetically. We're still connected. And all I do is I miss them. I miss this connection. Like, it's just hard. It's just very, very hard. And so, again, I do feel like this is more so you than your person, simply because of the way you described your message. But like, this desire for equal give and take, for balance, for some exchange of energies is there. But because it's a desire, it means you don't have it over the next year or two, which means that likely nothing is going to happen between you and your person. Let's take a look at the 5 of Cups, see what the past is all about. Yeah, this person is showing me, I don't know who this is. Again, you haven't really given me like much info, but you're going to have to fill in the details. I'll explain the energies. You can figure out what they mean. Somebody's showing me, I really regret in the past having such inconsistent energy, having such hot and cold energy. Like, I love this person so much. I'm so drawn to them. They're so attractive to me. Like, I really regret my past actions and how I was in the past. So somebody's looking back at their past actions, what they said, how they behaved, and with like a lot of regret, a lot of remorse, specifically around the inconsistent hot and cold, my words don't match up with my actions, type of energy. That's where the majority of the regret is, because they're like, I love my person and I love them back then and I do still love them. And like, I wish I didn't do that. Like, I wish I could go back and rewind time and change that and like not be that inconsistent energy. Let's take a look at the Temperance. Yeah, there's just a lot of, it's hard. I can see that it's hard because somebody's trying to maintain optimism here. They're trying to be like, no, we can work through this. We can move past this. But it's just been so long. It's been so long. And this person needs to realize, I don't know if this is you or your person, somebody here really needs to dig deep and heal this like unhealthy behavioral pattern they have within themselves. I don't know if this is infidelity, drinking, self-sabotage. I don't know what this unhealthy behavioral pattern is, okay? But somebody needs to take a look at their own actions and what brought them to this situation. I can see the desire to restore balance. I can see all of that. But like, somebody's actions got you two to the point where you've separated and you've broken up. And it's that unhealthy behavioral pattern, thought pattern, whatever, right? Which got that person to this place. And this person is still showing me this like, not inability, but almost like lack of desire of like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Like, it's not that big a deal. And it's like, it's a much bigger deal than just a little bump in the road, right? Like, somebody here carries a lot of unhealthy behavioral patterns, a lot of unhealthy thought patterns that they should take a look at and should address and really heal on a deep, deep level, right? This could come from past relationships. This could come from childhood, whatever. This person's kind of like refusing to look at it and be like, no, I'm not the problem. This is not a problem. Like, we can work through this. And it's like, these patterns are not healed, which means even if you guys by some miraculous way, which again, unlikely that you will over the next year or two, even if by some miraculous way, like you guys were able to get back together or even like communicate with each other, these patterns would surface again. You haven't healed, and I'm not saying you specifically, I'm just saying whoever this person is, they haven't healed these patterns. They haven't like addressed them, which means, and these need to be healed on like a deep level. This is not just like, oh, I'm going to take 2 anger management classes and I'm done, right? Or I'll journal for 2 days and I'm done. These are really, really, really deep-seated like behavioral or thought patterns that need to be healed. And so, again, short answer, it seems very unlikely that there will be any communication or any contact over the next year or two, unfortunately, which I know is not what you wanted to hear, but yeah, it doesn't seem like the energies are going to change. Okay, that was Lindsay. Let's take a look at Natalia, not Natalia R, Natalia. I'm a Libra. Adam is a Libra as well. What actions do you see Adam taking towards me? So let's take a look at Adam's most likely action towards you over the next 6 months, we'll say. You're both Libras. So give me 3 cards for Adam's most likely actions towards you over the next 6 months. You are a Libra and Adam is a Libra. So there is action. There is action. That's literally the first card that came out. So I love seeing that. This is very much stop and go action. So it's like I take action and then I kind of pull back. And I'm like, okay, well, why are you pulling back? Why are you just not moving forward? It's like, oh, moving forward, stop. Forward, stop. Back, forward, 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 stop. A lot of back and forth because of the past. Whatever happened between you and Adam in the past left a really bad taste in somebody's mouth. I don't know if this is you or Adam. I do feel like it's more so Adam because we're looking at his actions. It left a really bad taste in his mouth. And he's kind of like, that's really what's confusing him here. Oh, I love that. Yay. Hi from Switzerland. Oh, I want to visit Switzerland so bad. All right, let's take a look at the Knight of Swords. See what actions he's likely going to take. Yep. You guys are going to be moving towards healing. There's moving towards healing. There's wiping the slate clean. There's communication. He's going to take action. You guys are going to heal this. You're going to be able to like literally wipe the slate clean. Kind of like, hey, we're good. I'm good. He walked away from me. So why the past though? I'll clarify this in a minute. Why the past then? If he walked away from you... Anyways, I'll clarify this in a minute and see. But it seems very likely that he will take the action to essentially heal things with you, start over, wipe the slate clean, come in, apologize, and this will be communication. This communication is going to be honest, genuine. So whatever he says, it's not going to be like him trying to play you or pull the wool over your eyes or anything like that. It seems very, very likely that it will be a vulnerable, honest conversation, which I love seeing. Okay, I want to clarify this. Let's clarify the Two of Pentacles first, see what this back and forth is. I can see that it makes sense that he walked away because he's like, I'm going to need to apologize. But then what happened in the past, he's been shifting lately. I think it's from previous relationships. Oh, so this isn't the past with you. This is the past with other people. Okay, that makes sense. Thanks for filling that in for me. Okay, let's clarify the Two of Pentacles first. Wow. Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, Temperance, lots and lots of healing. So here's the thing. I don't know what exactly he's been confused about or back and forth. There's definitely this energy of this, that, yes, no, right? He realizes that, he recognizes that, and he's showing me like, I'm going to heal that. I'm not just going to like, kind of like sweep it under the rug. Like I'm genuinely going to heal whatever this internal back and forth is for me in order for you and I to have this new beginning. This man means business. He really does. Now, again, he's going to approach this playfully, this whole conversation. This isn't going to be one of those conversations where it's just like, you guys sit down and it's like, oh, this is so difficult. This is so heavy. And it's going to be a light-hearted, like optimistic, positive conversation, but it's coming from the heart and it's going to be genuine and it's going to be authentic. So yeah, definitely a lot of healing for him and a lot of clarity for him as well. I like this. Okay, let's get to the Five of Cups, which is really what I've been wanting to clarify since I saw this. Very positive, though. Like I said, he means business, which I like seeing. Very rarely do you see such straightforward, like I know what I want type of energy. Wow. This is him. Look, he really realizes the error of his ways. I don't know what shifts in the next 6 months. He really, really realizes the error of his ways. And again, he's showing me 3 out of 4 aces. Aces are all about new beginning. Pentacles, wands, and swords. He does want to have a brand new beginning here. He does. I do have to say I don't see reconciliation per se, but I do see him coming in, apologizing, bearing the hatchet, wiping the slate clean, really healing things with you. That's not to say that there won't be a reconciliation. It's just not what I'm seeing. I also don't see the Ace of Cups, which is my romantic card. But there is very much this desire of like, let's be good, let's be friends. I want to wipe the slate clean. I want to heal things between us. Okay. And I want to start over. He also really recognizes that he sabotaged in the past. So he's looking back at his past actions with a lot of regret, a lot of remorse, a lot of like, I effed this up energy. Like I'm the one which messed this up and messed this connection up between us, which is also, again, why he feels the need to apologize. I do love this energy. I do love it. He is sincere. He is coming in with a lot of like clarity and really wanting to like wipe the slate clean and start over. I just don't necessarily see reconciliation. Now, it doesn't mean that there's not going to be one. It could just be that like he wants to first, you know, wipe the slate clean, make sure we're good, and then we can move towards love. But I'm not seeing like romantic reconciliation, at least not in the next 6 months. But really beautiful energy. I love, love, love his energy. Okay, let's take a look at Natalia R. I'm an Aries sun, Cancer rising, and Leo moon. My person is a Taurus sun, Capricorn rising, and Virgo moon. We've been separated since a couple of months now. He had too much to deal with and is most likely in depression with all that's going on in his life. Will him and I have a chance for a new beginning in the coming months, or is it likely over for good? Having trouble connecting to him, signals are blurred, and have no idea where his head is at. Okay, so let's take a look at the most likely outcome between the two of you to see if it is likely that you will be able to have a chance for a new beginning or if it's likely over for good. You are an Aries sun and he is a Taurus sun. So give me one card for the most likely outcome between the two of you over the coming months. We'll say like 2 to 3 months. Let's see. Give me one card for the most likely outcome. That's cold. That is cold, cold. Let's see. No, I don't see there being any new beginning or you having like a new beginning or starting over. This connection is strong. You and this person share a very strong bond, but I don't see any action being taken. I don't see anything happening. And someone showing me it just makes sense for it to be this way. It just makes sense. Now, this is BS. This is not the truth, right? Especially with the Five of Swords. This person's lying to themselves. It does not make sense for things to be this way. But this is their own logical explanation to themselves of like, no. Like, I'm not going to take any action. We're not going to do anything because it makes sense. And it's like, no, it doesn't make sense. Your ego is just telling you that it makes sense and that's why it's keeping you put. This is BS, okay, for lack of a better term. Because you two do share a very, very strong bond. You really, really, really do. So yeah, let's clarify. I want to see what this BS is all about. Very stubborn. And the way he kind of like explains his stubbornness, it's like, oh, but this is the most logical course of action. This is what makes sense for us to do. And it's like, no, that's your ego talking. That's your brain talking. That's not, no. Let's take a look at the 5 of Swords. Oh, come here, come here, come here. See? He's telling himself, he's like, no, this connection is over. Like, this is what he's convincing himself of. He's like, this connection is over. This is done. This relationship is over. It's done. Like, there's nothing else for us here. There's nothing left to do in this connection. Like, we've each grown and evolved as much as we can in this connection. We should just close the book. We've read this book front to back, cover to cover. Like, there's literally nothing left for me in this connection. I don't want commitment. I don't care about her. I don't want any of this. And this is literally all him lying to himself. Because on the opposite, what he's showing me is that it's not over. He does still like want commitment with you. He does still view you as his empress, like one of the most important people to him, right? But he's showing me, like, me being the person that I am, Taurus, is I'm convincing myself day in. I keep telling myself it's over, it's over. This connection's over, this commitment's over. It's done, it's done, it's done, it's done. Let's just keep it quiet. Let's not communicate. Let's not talk. Let's just keep things as they are. He's very intelligent. He has a very strong mind, which is usually a good thing. In this case, it's not a good thing because he's literally able to convince himself of things that are not true. It's like he's able to convince himself the sky is green, the sky is green, the sky is green, and he'll believe it. He will genuinely get himself to believe the sky is green, right? Because he has a very powerful mind, which in this case is working against him. Let's take a look at the Page of Pentacles. He's stopping himself. He knows that following this ending between you and him, right? He could take action to get back to this place of balance with you, equal give and take, some flow. He doesn't feel, by the way, and this is his perception, right, Natalia? This could be like the farthest thing from the truth, but he's like, I'm not going to get rejected. He doesn't have a fear of rejection here. He doesn't have a fear of like, oh, she's not going to respond. She's going to block me. None of that. He's literally showing me, like, I know that if I took action, any action, like I came in, I apologized, I talked to her, I did something, right? Even the most basic thing, the most minimal thing. Like I just texted her like, hey, good morning, or hey, let's talk. Anything. He doesn't think it would take a grand gesture here. He's like, anything that I do, like, I know that I can do that and like get us back to this place of balance, to a place of like, I'm good, you're good, the energies flow, everything's great, following this ending between you and him. And he's showing me I am purposefully not doing that. I am stopping myself from doing that, which again ties us back to here because he's convincing himself that this connection is done. It's done, it's done, it's done, it's done. And if it's done, then why would I want to rekindle this? Now, I do have to point out, he is conscious of your bond. He's showing me the bond right here. This is a very strong bond, right? But he is still very much aware of the fact that like, he doesn't have to do much essentially to get back into good graces with you. And he's still not doing that. He's still not taking any action towards you. So I don't know what you meant by, I think he's conscious of our bond. Let's clarify the Four of Wands, which literally is him pointing like how strong this bond is between the two of you. Oh, you're right. Got it. Okay. Oh, thank you. I was agreeing. Yeah. No, I was just confused because like I misread your thing. You're like, you were agreeing with me and I read it as like no, as in like disagreeing. But let's see. Let's clarify the Four of Wands, which is him talking about the bond. Yeah. Here's the thing. When it comes to his emotions, he's very intelligent. He's very smart. He's very, very like, he has a strong mind. When it comes to his emotions, his emotional intelligence is not very developed. What I mean by that is like if I were to ask you how you're feeling, you could tell me I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm disappointed, I'm bitter, I'm, upset, I'm angry. You have like a lot of words, and you can describe the energies like a rainbow, right? A rainbow has like a bazillion colors in it. Okay. And you're able to like pick through all those colors and really pinpoint emotionally what you're feeling. He's not like that. He doesn't really have as deep of an emotional intelligence. For him, it's like happy, sad. Like you look at a rainbow and you see 90 colors. He looks at a rainbow, the rainbow of emotion, right? Feelings. And he sees like 5 colors: happy, sad, angry, whatever. Okay. And he's showing me like, I know that we have a strong bond. I know that we have such a strong connection. I really do. But I'm just dragging my feet on taking any action right now because I can't really figure out like what I'm feeling. He doesn't know. He's showing me like I'm pretty, and he's aware of this. He's pretty like immature when it comes to understanding emotions, because I don't know if he's like used to suppressing his emotions a lot, or if like growing up in his house, they didn't really talk about emotions, or they didn't teach him how to process his emotions, because he's showing me like what I do with feelings is I just suppress them. I don't really deal with them. And that's kind of what he did with everything that he felt when it came to this bond, the pain, the difficulty, missing you, losing you, all of that. He just kind of like suppressed it. And that causes a lot of back and forth internally for him, because he's like trying to figure out what he feels, and based on what he feels is what he's going to do. But he has a hard time figuring out what he feels. And so because of that, he has a hard time figuring out what to do. So he just kind of resorts to convincing himself of like, no, this is done. This is done. This is done. Not very emotionally immature indeed. So I gather still nothing likely over the next 2 to 3 months. It's just him battling with himself. But I will say he's not done. You asked like, is this likely done for good? I don't know. I don't see him being done, because he's not showing me the cards of like emotional detachment or anything like that. But I don't see any action from him at all either. Okay, let's take a look at our last question. We've got Shawn. I'm a Cancer. He is an Aries. Wanting a reconnection with my ex, at least to clear the air. He still weighs so heavily on my mind. About to go on a trip where he will be very present in my mind. What are his current feelings and energies towards me? Okay, let me just make sure I got the right question, because I feel like that's a question. I write these down, and I feel like that's the exact same question that I got from somebody else. Nope, that's that. Okay, cool. Okay, so what are his current feelings and energies? Oh, I'll use this deck. What are his current feelings and energies towards me? I'm a Cancer. He's an Aries. So give me 3 cards for Aries. True feelings and energies towards you, Shawn. You're welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay. Oh boy. Well. You pretty much weigh heavy on him too. He's essentially showing me, he appears on the surface very cold, very detached, very much like, I don't care, I'm unbothered, very much like ice king, ice queen energy. But there is an immense desire for him to resurrect this, to bring this connection back, very much like the phoenix. The phoenix dies and then the phoenix comes back. He does want to rebuild a solid foundation here with you. And again, he's showing me like friendship. I don't know if this is actually friendship or not. We're going to clarify. One thing I am not a fan of is this energy. I don't know who was the inconsistent one between the two of you. The hot and cold, in and out, potentially even like the F-boy type of energy. I don't know who this is, okay? But that's not a super positive energy. But anyways, let's see. Let's clarify the Knight of Wands. So there's a deep, 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 deep desire here to communicate. Deep desire. And I do feel like it's him because he's a fire sign. I just don't understand why this person's showing up as the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is kind of, for lack of a better term, like my fuckboy energy. And I don't see those vibes. So I don't know why he's showing up. It could just be that he's like very indecisive about what to do, which is why he's showing up with like the back and forth energy. But he is essentially showing me when it comes to you, he really does want to heal things. He really does want to restore divine balance here. But the biggest, like the pathway to this, as far as he's concerned, he's like, first we have to have a conversation, an actual, open, honest, vulnerable conversation to really bring back harmony, restore balance here between us. And the point of this conversation would really be to make sure that both of you feel seen, heard, and nurtured. Okay. And again, I don't know if he would use these terms specifically, but that's kind of the end goal, right? Whether he knows the terminology or not, this point of the conversation is not to fight. It's literally to make you feel seen and heard, for him to be seen and heard. All that is good. Here's the issue though. When it comes to the follow through, there's no follow through. So what he's essentially showing me, he's like, oh, I want to talk. I want to have a conversation. Okay. But when it comes to actually picking up the phone, calling you, it's like he picks it up. He's like, oh, you know what? No, I'll just put it down. And it's like, oh, okay. You know what? I'm going to text her. He starts texting, then he puts it down. There's no, I want this. I want to have a conversation. This is what I'm going to say. And he literally follows through all the way to the end of it. There's a lot of that back and forth in and out that I was just talking about internally for himself. I don't see him being the one to apologize, though. I don't know if he needs to apologize. Maybe he doesn't feel he needs to apologize, but he wants to talk to you. And he wants to restore balance here and heal things. But he's not showing me apology. Anyways, let's clarify the Phoenix to see what this whole resurrecting energy is all about. Yeah, there was an ending. Here's the thing. There was an ending, and he does want to resurrect this. He does want to bring this back. This is his energy towards you. He's showing me, like, not only, he's showing me both the Phoenix and the Celestial Weaver. We were both at fault, but he left and just shut me off. Okay, got it. These are two cards which are unique to this deck, and they both talk about essentially like wanting something and basically bringing something back from the dead. Like the Phoenix literally dies and rises from the ashes following this ending. But he keeps showing me it would be so difficult. It would make us happy. It really would make us happy because we wouldn't be apart. We wouldn't feel like, you know, I miss you, you miss me, this gap between us. But it would be very, very, very difficult. It's literally like if I told him, I was like, I want you to carry like, 10,000 bricks up a hill. He's like, I could do it. I could make it happen. But boy, would that be freaking hard. Like that's how he's looking at like resurrecting this and bringing this back. And so the problem with the Celestial Weaver is that the way you look at things is going to dictate the reality that you create with this card. And if he looks at it as being hard, that's the only thing he's going to see. He doesn't look at it as like objectively of like, oh, okay, it'll be hard, but this would also be like the payoff, or it would be hard, but then it would also be easy in this regard. No, he's literally looking at it as it would be hard. And all he sees is just how difficult and hard it would be, which obviously is going to deter him from taking any action to have this conversation or resurrect this or bring this back. Because he keeps convincing himself, he keeps seeing only difficulty. So he misses me as much as I miss him. Yes, he does miss you greatly. And he wants to talk to you a lot. Like that's really what's weighing on him here. But I don't see any action yet, at least not any follow through. Let's take a look at the Three of Pentacles. Oh, come here. Okay, fine. Yeah, there's no action. He's stubborn. He does love you, by the way, he still loves you. He doesn't know how you feel about him because he's showing me the King of Cups, not the Queen of Cups. He still loves you very, very much. But he's not showing me any action right now because he's showing me like, I do want to rebuild this connection between us. I do want to rebuild this foundation between us. And I know we can do that. Okay. But he is also very stubborn. He has an ego on him. And he's showing me, I want this, but I'm just sitting here on my throne. I'm not budging. I'm not moving. I'm not doing nothing. Oh, that's so frustrating. Yeah, he does miss you. He does want to talk to you. But he's not going to take any action. He's not going to take any action. He's very stubborn, very ego-driven too. Kind of like, well, I want this, but like, you know, I'm just going to sit here on my throne. You can come to me if you want. But then he's not also showing me like, even if you were to come to him, I don't necessarily see him being like, he would still be difficult. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, but he's not likely going to take any action. If you want a personal reading, I would love to do a reading about this. Like I have so many other questions, like, what's the outcome between the two of you? How he thinks you're feeling? How he would likely respond if you were to take action? Anyways, just a bunch of other questions. It is essentially based on his energy right now. It's you taking action or nothing. But I have to say, even if you take action, I don't see him being like super open and receptive and being like, oh, you know what? No problem. You know, let's work. Because the ego is at play here, right? So even if you were to take action, he would still like be difficult to deal with in a way, if that makes sense. But I'd have to see why. I'd have to dig a little bit deeper and see why. But to answer your question, yes, he does miss you. You're not like, you obviously are pretty intuitive, so you picked up on that. But guys, that is what I have for today. I have a live personal reading that I need to do right after this with my one-on-one client. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys want to join in next week's reading, please send me a DM. I only have 10 spots every single week, and I cannot open up any more spaces because I literally don't have time. Thank you guys. Sending you all the love and light, and I'll see you here next week.